honored to witness the growth of all the leaders that just share, pour their heart out, from the company, the platform, and the product, and the testimonials. Can we give a big round of applause, please? It's interesting for me to come to Singapore because last time I came to Singapore, I brought a group of Westerners, Americans from different parts of the United States, and they were not accustomed to the calm nature of Singaporean. So hopefully tonight that we're going to change a little bit. And I already saw some change, some shift. And what I would ask for is this. Tonight, look, we're not here to sell you anything, but really to share a platform of something that not only will bring wellness to you and your family, but more importantly, to bring hope and opportunity to people around you. And so, I am very grateful to have the opportunity to work this space for 32 years. Next month, I'll be 60 years old. So I started, not too bad, right? So, I can tell you, what? As I look back, at my mom, when I think back, my mom was 60 years ago. Wow, that's really old. You think about this, right? When you think back to your mom, your grandparents, back in those days, oh wow, 60 sounds really old. So I gotta be really careful these days, right? But I really truly believe humanity, today 60 is very different than 60 years ago. And so, you heard the story, the testimonial that was shared on stage a little earlier. But, I maybe I can tell briefly. That video kind of captured the beginning and the journey where we went on. So I've been in this space for 32 years. Some of you, I've known you for 16, 20 years. At least we have met each other for that many years. Where do I begin? I grew up in America. I was born in China, and then very young went to Hong Kong, and then very young went to America. So I went to America when I was 14 years old. So I lived there for 46, 47 years in America. And so, and I went to university, graduated, I had a good job, and then got laid off. And because of that, I got into this industry. I got into this industry not knowing what it was. I thought it was a job. But I became an entrepreneur, and I will tell you that their journey of 32 years, what it brought me, wealth, money is wonderful, but what it brought me outside of money is the gift of tapping into the best version of myself. And so, and knowing my purpose. And so, you might ask, why are you here today? And I want to really pose this question to the audience, and that is, most of us, most people, were striving to achieve wealth, to make money. My question to you is, when you have a lot of money and when you have time, what do most people do in life? I want you to think about that. If money is not the issue, time is not the issue, what would you do? When I started my career, I was single, not married. Then as I went on a journey, got married and a kid. And now, I'm an empty nester. You know what empty nesters are? Kids are grown up, they left the home, right? They have their own life to live. And so I'm an empty nester. So when you have money and issue out of the way, what do? Some people would say, I'm gonna travel the world, I'm gonna enjoy life. Most rich people, they're like, I travel the world, why do I work so hard? But I choose a different thing. When they call this project is really a calling that came at the end of 2022. That witnessing what took place the last couple of years, this thing called COVID, the pandemic era. After that took place, many of my friends, small to medium-sized businesses, people that work a job, their life were completely changed. So I was looking for ways, how can I give back? How can I contribute? What can I do? And so it was at that time this calling came. I said, you know what, I gotta do something. We could do something together. And so, long story short, that's how this company came about. Like Christian had mentioned, many people in this room actually joined. They didn't know the name of the company, didn't know the product, but there was a sense of resonance that resonated with them. They say, you know what, I want to be a part of this movement. And so here comes three. So sometimes when I watch videos like when we first launched this, it's very moving for me. Because this whole thing started as a dialogue with Lao Tianye, it's a dialogue that came. And then from there, you see 3 now in 15 countries. You see tens of thousands of people around the world that are impacted by that incredible product that we just shared with you earlier. So I'm a little different, and this group of us are very different. We're unique in that it takes a special breed of people to understand the work that we do. Let me ask you this. If you have the blessing of making millions of dollars every year, multi-million every year, what would you do? I can only spend so much money a month. And it doesn't matter how much money I make. You know what I enjoy when I come to Singapore? Last night I asked Keith, I said, take me to food court. I love your tofu. I love those vegetables and soup. And how much, you have fun? How much is that? I think we paid 9 ringgit. I mean, not ringgit, 9 Sing dollar. So sometimes when you get the money issue out of the way, you begin to look at life. You begin to evaluate life a little differently. And you know who would appreciate that? You know who would appreciate the kind of work that we do? Are those people that have bak sao hinga. I don't even know how to say that in English. Bak sao hinga is like white hand, correct something. No, bak sao hinga meaning you started from zero. You started from zero and you built something of yourself. And I want to share this with you. That normally I don't, like right before the meeting, I don't meet people. But today, Joseph flew in from KL. He said, Kim, would you meet with a lady? And this lady is very successful, but it's not her success that attracted me. They want to meet her. But what she does and contribute back to the community. And when she shared her story with me, I admire her so much. Because, you knew when someone gone through that in life, starting from a factory girl to own now a bespoke jewelry shop at the Raffles Hotel. Think about that. And that's a beautiful lady right here, sitting right here. Incredible. And she says she had never done this industry before, but if she wants to do it, she wants to do it right. That's the type of people we want to attract. And so I really appreciate people that when you meet, the reason I throw this out there is when you meet people like that, they see your value and you see their value. Some other people, they don't see it. I don't know. Sometimes. The reason why I throw these stories out here is it's beyond words. When you have built something from scratch, you know what it takes to be big. A lot of people say, I want to be a part of $1 billion project. What they say and what they mean are 2 different things. They didn't know the kind of work behind the scene that you have to do. Yes, I was very blessed to make a lot of money in this industry, but most people didn't see the work I'm putting behind the scenes, day in and day out. So today what I'd like to do is, we talk about the product, the science, the platform. What I'd like to do is I'd like to show you the ways in which we create wealth. And that's part of the reason I come out. It's for physical wellness, financial wellness, but ultimately what we're all seeking for is spiritual wellness. Because money can be gone. But when you have that spirit, that's the ultimate search, is spiritual wellness. And so what I like to do is, at this point, I like to share with you the how you get paid. I think it's important when you have a business, understanding how you get paid. Should I do on that one, Keith?
That's fine.